So the government is trying to give out these free vouchers apparently to help stimulate the economy. And I'm here to say, government, listen, I'm ready to help out, do whatever bit I can for the economy. Like, I'm really for the economy, and, you know, virus and everything. It's just wild. Yeah. Hi guys, and welcome to my channel. This is look at that, ignore that. So the government is considering giving out £500 to each adult and £250 to the kids in the households. Yeah, this sounds a bit crazy, to help stimulate the economy. So we're going to talk about 5 things the government is going to do. Yeah, the government is considering doing this. We're going to hear tomorrow actually what they're actually going to do, the steps they will actually take to help the economy. But this could be, Casey, it could be one of them, these vouchers coming to you to spend. We're going to talk about the 5 things the government is doing to try to help the people during coronavirus time. It's really 4 because the 5th one is these vouchers, which I'm not really certain. It's a maybe, but the Guardian's talking about the maybe, the videos YouTube talk about the maybe, Independent, everybody's. I figured, well, I might as well add my own input into how I feel about this whole thing. But the 4 ones is going to be talking about the furloughing. It's actually being extended again for the next 3 months, which is not just finishing now. We'll talk about how they're going to do that. Payment holidays, again, extended. You didn't pay a credit card bill, that is extended, don't worry about it. But there is also implications, we're going to talk about this as well. I had to write stuff down because some of the stuff doesn't actually relate to me. I thought, well, I might as well add to it. We've got the mortgage holidays as well. So your mortgage was allowed to be 3 months off, and you can actually add another 3 months now if you need it. The keyword is if you need it, but you must be aware that obviously as you extend, the interest rate is still going to be there, and of course the payments are still going to have to be paid regardless. We're going to talk about those. So mortgage holidays, payment holidays, with a loan or credit card. I actually took a credit card payment holiday, but I still paid it. I just want to take a holiday, just going to say, oh, I'm taking a holiday. So we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about self-employed people, what help you can get. It's actually being extended. They're just extending everything. So we're going to talk about all these things in the next few minutes, very quickly. Nothing too boring, because, you know, I got somewhere to go and spend this imaginary cash that maybe is going to happen. So yeah, stay tuned. We're going to quickly go through the 5 things that the government is doing, although it is 4 because, as I said, the other one, the first one is it's a maybe. It's a maybe. I'm actually going to switch top because I actually went to H&M today and I actually bought a top. The first item I purchased since lockdown is this £5 on sale top from H&M, which is good. The government wants me to go and spend cash because the economy obviously is kind of like dry, so I'm just going to put that on. And I also bought this Lancome foundation, which was on sale. It was actually usually £34 and it was on £5 on sale. As you can tell, I'm being very, very cheap. I actually don't intend on buying any more items. So the government knows that right now, people are not really trying to go out and spend a lot of cash. Unless you guys are crazy, and maybe it's just me, but I'm not trying to spend any cash at all, which is bad for the economy. And that's why I think they're trying to do this scheme where they're going to give you guys vouchers to spend. We're not certain if they're going to do this. They are considering it, but their Guardians talk about it, Independent, everybody talk about it. So I figured I might as well just bring my own, as I said, session into it. But if they did give me cash, £500 cash, I will not be spending. I will be putting it into my savings account, my investments, trading, my credit card debt, loan debts. If people have those, you will not be really spending on cash if you're wise. So they know this, and that's why they force you guys to actually get vouchers. So I'll put that in a little nice drawing for you guys. So if the government gives you cash, you will pay your credit card, your savings, your investments, your loans, which is you. So you won't spend in the shops. The government's not going to get any taxes on money, and the economy is going to be crap. But if they give you vouchers, which is what they want to do, considering doing, then you will spend the money in the shops, like me. Probably will buy full price items, not just like sale £5 items. You probably buy the full price items, which is good for the shops and good for the government and the economy, which again, for the first time since 1963, our debt is more than the GDP, which is more than the amount of money the whole economy makes, which is absolutely like, whoo, which is wild. But this scheme is going to cost them, like, I think they said like 30 billion. I could be lying. I'm going to put it down somewhere, like $30 billion or something. But I think in the long term, it could be worth it, given that, as I said, I'm not going to be spending at all. So the government, you know, so the towns, someone was saying that it's going to be like ghost towns because the shops will be closing down. And that's probably worse than a short-term debt and then people spending and the economy getting better. So we don't know. Tomorrow, Wednesday, they're going to be giving out this information. So we're going to see what they're saying. They might have other plans, so we don't know yet, but this is one that they might be doing. Just so you know, what the government is doing, I'm actually like privileged. I think because I was born in Zimbabwe and I know exactly what the Zimbabwean government is doing to help the people, which is nothing. I see just how amazing the government is here and all these steps they are taking. So I think it's really amazing that you know about them, that you appreciate them, and you're grateful because people out there are suffering. This isn't suffering, okay? This is not suffering. Okay, people are actually suffering right now. So we're gonna talk about the other 4 things the government is actually doing, because they've actually extended a lot of the existing policies they made to help people. So in case you didn't know, now you're gonna know. We're gonna talk about the job retention scheme, which is kind of like the furlough stuff. So this is where the company can't afford to pay James's salary, so then the government is stepping in and paying 80% of their wages. The plant company can choose to top up to make 100%, or they can choose to not do that, which I think, business wise, why would you give out free cash? But if you are a morally good person, you probably give them extra cash. But I think, yeah, given coronavirus and the implications, I doubt many companies were giving the 20% extra. If your company did do that, let me know. My friend, I don't think her company was doing that at all. So this was meant for 3 months, which is finishing now, since, you know, the economy is opening now and shops are open, but they're actually extending it for a further 3 months. However, it's getting less and less. So for example, in June and July, they will still pay 80%, as well as what they're doing in June. I wrote this down because I wasn't actually sure. So yeah, so employees can come back to work while still claiming the grant for the furlough. So let's say James worked 40 hours for the plant company, but the plant company says, actually, because of coronavirus, you know, still low sales, we're only going to offer you 20 hours of work. But your contract is 40 hours, the government is going to come and pay the 20 hours extra for you. So James 40 hours is from the plant company and the government pays 20 hours, although the government is only going to pay you 80% of the 20 hours. So they're not going to pay all of it, they're going to pay the 80%. But in June and July, they're also going to pay for your national insurance and your pension. The next month is going to be like lower in the sense that they will still pay you 80%, but they're gonna not pay. But then the plant company is gonna have to pay your pension and national insurance. And then next month it's gonna be only 70% of the 20 hours, and they're still paying the pension and the national insurance. And the next month 60%. You see how they're going decreasing it till hopefully then everything is gonna be better in October. So that's what they're doing for the job retention scheme, which is the furloughs. It's still continuing, but it is going to be less and less. Now we're going to look at the self-employed people. So if you're self-employed, again, the help is actually extending as well. It's no longer just up to now. So the grant is not repaid, but you still pay the income tax and national insurance. Okay, that's cool. So if you've been trading since 2018 and you do your self-assessment, so if you have been working and paying your taxes, etc. from 2018 until now, yes, you can get this grant. Just check online if you're eligible, if you are self-employed, because it is definitely help to give you guys. Your profits have to be less than $50,000, but there's different things. Just check. If you're self-employed, you need help, please check. There's definitely help that you guys can get. So they're paying these self-employed people 80% of their average trading profits paid in one go for the 3 months. So for example, if I owned a plant company, they would give me 3 months at once of 80% of my usual profits. So if my company, the plant company, made £1,000 each month, they would give me the 3 months profit altogether at once, which is 3,000, but they're gonna make it 80%, so I'd only get £800 for 3 months, which is 824. So I would get the full £2,400 at once. I hope that makes sense. They'll give you 3 months of your profit, but 80%, but all at once, which is good. And you don't have to keep doing the plant company. I'm actually allowed to start a perfume company with the money. I can do whatever I like because it is my money. I need to just keep doing a business or something, definitely. So you can, you can do the same trade or make a different trade if you want to. You're not like, you don't have to just stick to the plant company because the virus is crazy. Maybe you want to start doing mask company, and that's okay. They allow you to use your grant to do that. It's literally your grant, like, you get me. So yeah, the second grant is going to be that if you are still affected, so that's going to be for another 3 months. The third thing we're going to look at is one that actually was for me, which was universal credit. They are helping people who are now unemployed or with lower income. They are giving you guys help. This is not something new. It's always been there. This universal credit help has always been there. If you are like unemployed, it's always been there. But I think for people like me, it's new. Like I've never not worked since I was like 17. My first job, I think I was working cleaning in a caravan or waitressing. I've always worked. This is the first time I'm like, oh, I've got no job. What am I gonna do? Universal credit. Okay, so this is where they give you some amounts. So I used to, now that I'm 25, you get £409 a month to help you if you need help. £409 is good money because it's gonna cover it'll cover like my bills and stuff. I don't have rent, so they don't really pay for rent, but I think if you do need help with your rent and stuff, there is like housing allocation. If you've got kids, there is extra money. If you're disabled, there's all these different things for your personal needs. If you do need help, just check them out. The universal credit, there is help, there's job seekers allowance, there's all these different things for your personal self. I made a whole video on universal credit, so I'm not gonna go through it. Just check the link below there, just look at the universal credit video. So if you are finding yourself struggling financially, this should not be the case, because the UK has so many things in place for you. If you're thinking, oh my gosh, I can't afford this bill because I have no money, what are you doing? That doesn't make any sense. You live in the UK, you don't live like in Zimbabwe like me, where the government doesn't care about you or give you anything, they just leave you to do whatever you like. Okay, so don't live like that when you don't have to live like that. Like, don't do that. Last thing we're going to look at is payment holidays. This is a holiday for payments. What payments people do in this life? People pay for mortgages, for credit cards, for loans, for what else did I write about? Okay, I didn't write anything. Wow, I didn't help myself. But yeah, basically, for any payments you're doing, the government was offering the 3 months holiday for payments, and now again they have been extended for a further 3 months. This is your choice. If you want to extend them because you still can't afford stuff, you can. However, you do know that these costs are still going to come along, right? So if you don't pay your mortgage for 3 months and now another 3 months, which is 6 months, it's still gonna be there. It's not gonna disappear. You just come to pay it. You know, it's going to increase your later on when they, you know, add all together and divide it again by the amount of years that are left. It's still going to be there, but at a higher price. So don't think it's disappearing. It's still going to be there. But I think, obviously, if you have no money, then this is definitely what I feel like that should not deter you, because you have no money. What can you do? But it's not something that you should just do without you know, if you can actually afford to pay it. So there's credit cards. So I actually took a credit card payment. I have 2 credit cards. My Amex card and my HSBC card, and I took a payment holiday on both of them, even though I was able to pay one of them. I just wanted to see what it was like, and I was still paid, even though I had the holiday, like, you know, my name's on holiday, I still paid every month to my Amex card, because I wanted to just close that one, because it shouldn't really, it was very naughty of it to not be fully paid, and we're going to talk about that credit card issue in another video about credit cards. But I did take the 2 credit cards, I did take the payment holidays, and HSBC didn't charge me, like, they didn't, so although they're charging interest, etc., they did not take it at all every month. They said to me, all I have to do is pay 1p each month. So I paid like maybe £10 into HSBC. However, the Amex card, they did not take the minimum amount or whatever, but they did still take out the interest that is meant to be paid. And if you know about credit cards, Amex is a very high interest credit card. You shouldn't even not be on 0. You should not be getting an Amex card if you're not going to be on 0. I think the APR is something like 54% or something crazy like that. And there's a reason for that. And I took it for the reason I knew I wasn't going to, you know, spend on it. But then something happened. We're going to talk about all of that nonsense and why I was in that situation. But now I did, over those 3 months, finish paying off the amount that I owed. So it is on 0. But I still took the payment holiday just so I could know what it feels like to have it. But the HSBC, I definitely need help to do that one. So payment holidays are good. If you have a mortgage... Oh, that's the one. Okay. So for the mortgage, if you take a payment holiday in April, this means April, May, June. It was meant to be June now, but now they're actually extending it for another 3 months. So you now got July, August, September to be free of mortgages, although it's not free because you're gonna have to pay it back. So it's not recommended to do it unless you can't actually afford it. However, if you didn't take one in the beginning, I think you can actually start taking one now, and then it's gonna be 6 months all the way to January. So if you didn't take one early, I think you could take the whole thing now, something like that. But check it out. I don't have a mortgage. It's nothing to do with me. If it's to do with you, you got a mortgage, you need help, get the help. Okay, get it. But yeah, so the mortgage obviously is going to be slightly higher when you finish paying it. It's not recommended to do this unless you need to do it. So as I said, my credit cards, one was on the payment holiday, but the other one I was still paying for it because I could afford to pay it, and I had incentive to pay for it because, you know, those APR interest rates are jokes. But if you have loans, etc., that's been extended, it's up to you. Look at yourself, look and analyze your situation and see what you actually can do and what you need to do. There's overdraft thing, like £500 overdraft is going to be free, interest free as well. It's interest free, yeah, interest free overdraft. So let's say if your overdraft was £500 and you used to pay maybe £10 a month if you were under it, now it's just free. But if your overdraft is £1,000, the first £500 is free, but the next one is going to be still paid for. So everything that was, all the payment holidays they just made in the beginning are being extended, basically. That's what the section is about. Payment holidays are basically being extended. Anyway, so I hope you guys enjoyed the video. And apparently 1.8 billion people took the mortgage holiday option. So 1.8 million people did not pay the mortgage for 3 months. I see you. I didn't find this details for credit cards. I'll see if I can find it because I'll be one of those people. I did not pay one of my credit cards for the past 3 months. And I can choose to not pay it for the next 3 months, but however I do, obviously, like, my goal is to have no debt, so I'm gonna pay it back. So I'm not gonna do that. But if you do need to do it, definitely do it. But yeah, I hope these vouchers come so we can actually go and spend, because if I don't get any vouchers, I won't be spending anymore. And looking this cute. Look how cute I look. That's all because of this foundation. Funny story, I bought it and just outside my house I actually dropped it and it's like broken, but it's fine because I'm still gonna look cute in it. Little Lancome doll, because you know it's French and that. Anyway, I hope you guys learned something, hope you guys enjoyed the video, and we're gonna see tomorrow. I'm gonna make an update video to see if they are gonna actually extend the holiday and if they are gonna give us these vouchers to go out. So I'm probably gonna make an update to see if they are gonna give us vouchers. So probably make an update to see if they are going to give us these vouchers or whatever information they're going to give us tomorrow, which is Wednesday. I'll let you guys know. But for now, forgot the cash as well, innit? Gang, peace out.